boring. I used to live with my friend John, but we couldn't get on because John's got OCD and I've got a touch of ADD. That doesn't go well together, right? Honestly, before we left, I put Rice Krispies in his slippers. He went mental. Not before he counted them all. It was fantastic. Snap, crackle, pop, snap, crackle, pop, doing his special dance. You can't once. Have you ever heard a mystery noise coming from your flat? How much fun's that? We came in once, I genuinely heard this noise. And he went, I'm investigating that, right? And I saw my mate John climbing up the stairs just using his hands. He hadn't heard me come in and went, hello, John. I'm really bored. I can see that. What are you doing? I was seeing what it'd be like to climb upstairs if I had no legs. Do you think you'd live upstairs? Wonderful laugh. Was that you, fella? That was brilliant. That's the giggle we're after. I enjoyed that. That was a brilliant laugh. I know nothing about you, but you look like the kind of man who could tell excellent stories at dinner parties. Do you know what I mean? Look at you go, no, but yes. They said I wouldn't beat that bear in an arm wrestle, but I bloody do. We want salmon teriyaki. What's your name, mate? Tony. Tony, what do you do, Tony? Whoa, my God. In case it's actually being recorded, how frightening is that? What do you do, Tony? Tony just shat himself then. That was a... Tony, what do you do? Such an amazing robot. That's right, Tony. What do you do? There it is again. What do you do, Tony? Just whisper in case they catch you. I love the fact you covered it up, despite the fact it's there. I work in marketing. You can't... How deep's your voice? You can't cover it up. Marketing. The kind of voice that can help someone across a foggy river. That was amazing. Come this way, my pretties. Is that voice coming? Don't ever engage in phone sex. You'll knock the walls of your house down. What are you wearing? Just a slip? Who the fuck's this? The BFG? Incredible, man. Look at you. Well, you know, that's exactly what happened. So got sidetracked, ended up having a chat, and a robot appeared. That will occur. I prefer life. Life's more fun. The madness of mundanity. You know, you just see extraordinary things from nowhere, right? I'll give you an example. I was in a cafe the other day. I saw two nuns, both reading Bibles. From nowhere, a bloke with long hair and a beard sat opposite them and just went, ladies. What are we doing now? Walking on water. Wonderful. You know, I find people so fascinating. You know that lovely thing when you're walking along and you overhear a snippet of someone's life? I heard a lady the other day go, I hate Times New Roman. Someone's livid about fonts, you know? I love posh people. They just... I was in Oxford, right? There was a couple strolling along. This lady turned to her husband and went, did you enjoy that play? He turned around and went, I did. Did you know it was nearly as good as a nice bit of Stilton? How fantastic. This man judges entertainment for a cheese. It was a good night out in Derry Lee. Occasionally they'll get you and you'll nearly die. I heard two girls outside a train station in Bristol. One said to the other, honestly, Marie, his dick was so big I wanted to phone you. That is mine. Imagine that. Marie! If I live, I loved you. When you laugh, I'm going to die. I'm actually going to die. So when you go 10 pin Molly with your mates, they go away, get a drink, you fiddle with their name, they come back, they bowl, they get a strike, they turn to celebrate, and above them in flashing letters it just says, I touch kids. You can't laugh at that. Particularly if they're unaware of that. Have you ever laughed like that during a funeral, though? That's awkward, isn't it? You're like, brr. I did it once during my dog's funeral. It was beyond awkward, right? And I look at a dog's funeral. What a preposterous suggestion. I mean, you wouldn't ordinarily have one. I know, that's my family, right? My mum made us bury the dog. Didn't make, not with guns or anything. Bury her. She's not even dead. I said kill her. Something like that, right? And we buried the dog, and already you're a little bit giggly, right? And then my mum went, right, who's going to say goodbye to Bonnie first? And my dad just looked down and went, oh, oh! shit myself. The reason we got a dog in the first place was because I was afraid of dogs. Classic British parent, he's afraid of dogs, let's get him a dog. First what you fear, son, now what's all this about anal rape? I'm fine. Just a cuddle dance. Amazing, those moments, aren't they? One of the best I ever had of just laughing. I was on a train, and I love a train. Something quite romantic and mystical. Like, lots of things happen to you. Do you know, you fall in love about 5 times per journey, just staring at every pretty girl. Who will be my wife? Who will... Wife! You know? Obviously you're doing it internally, you're not mental. Wife! Just flinging your pubes around. Wife! You think such ludicrous thoughts. I found myself thinking the other day, do you reckon the Queen of England's ever pulled her bed covers up so that just her head is showing and just gone, Philip, look at me, I'm a stamp. So I'm travelling along, right? And from nowhere, I'm not making this up, the train announcer said something wonderful. He went, we're going to have to go very slowly through Swindon because there are some ragamuffins on the line. Ragamuffins? Is this a time-travelling train? Ladies, hold on to your merkins, you're about to hit a vortex. We saw these amazing kids, about 15 of them, shell-suited up, swearing defiantly at the train. One of them was doing this, he's about 12. I don't want to live in a world where I don't find that funny. If I'm 80 and another one goes, hey, Ross, look at this. If I don't laugh, kill me, I'm already dead, right? But they're shell-suited up. The comedic trend is to call those people chavs. I hate that word, don't you, chav? Such a lazy way of saying, don't poor people dress funny. You've done well with your meagre means, pikeys. It's horrible, right? But do you know what? They actually have chav nights at universities now. How wrong is that? I did a gig at St Andrews University. It was all these people covered in Burberry. Look at me, I'm a chav. I know, don't tell father, I'm a chav! I'm so socially unaware, I'm a chav. Somebody finger me against the bin, I'm a chav. Appalling behaviour. And you sat there laughing at how disgusting they were. But honestly, what happened? These kids swearing, the train announcer did something magical. He obviously didn't realise he'd left the tannoid on, he just went, look at those cunts. The train rock with joy. Oh my God, it's the only time you'll ever see an old lady cheering the word cunts. If you hadn't said it, I would have done! Shit eaters! Maybe embellishing slightly, right? But one lady, right, I really got into that, sorry. One lady put her hand in her bag. I could not take my eyes off her, right? Put her hand in, pulled out her phone. You could see the rage etched to her face as she angrily prodded in numbers. Right, Matthew? Is your mother here? Revising, are you? Yeah, Ron Stevens, like you said. Yeah? I've just seen you swear at a train. Can you imagine that moment? Here comes a train, boys. And being caught by your mum flipping the rod. A locomotive she was on. Jesus. And what's even funny, some people still aren't allowed to swear in front of their parents. Cheer if you're not allowed. And what's the most you can get away with? This is people, wanker, that is swearing. Wanker, I'll tell you what, the other day, right, I come home, I called her knob jockey, she's looked well disgusted. She's gone, honestly, Tina, wanker's enough. I've gone all right, mum. Amazing insight to your life. Wankers as far as you can go. Normally, bastard, but I daren't say it here in case she's wanker! Is that as far as you could go? You made me sound really pervert. Wanker. Is that as far as you can go? Toss, say him. Weird though, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? Like, my friend James isn't allowed to swear in front of his mum. And it's so funny, because I made him a sandwich the other day. Oh, God, I sound like I was 8 then. I made him a sandwich. I cut it into the shape of a heart. Set it, right? So I made him a sandwich. My mum was there, and James was there, and I dropped some mayo on my foot and just went, fuck! I'm not showing off, it just really hurts, right? I started eating. My mate James is 31 years old. He genuinely looked at me and went, can't believe you're allowed to swear in front of your mum. And to my mum, what, James? Behave yourself. I'm a grown woman. I said rim job the other day. Did you? Yeah, I'll do anything to win Scrabble. Rim job. Triple word, rack 'em up. They call me Scrabbler. You know? We were chatting about swearing, and she said something wonderful. She looked at him and went, people who say they don't swear, they've just not had the right sex or food. How wonderful's that? That's a bomb of knowledge. You know when you bite into a pudding so good, you can't help but go, oh, fuck. Fuck. Food's so good, you want to sexually gratify the person that made it. You know, like, oh my God, who made this? Yeah, well, Aunt Bessie is getting it. God, I'm Mr. Kitten, and I'll do the pair of them. It's going to be a pastry gangbang. My family are incredible. You know, like, my all mums in general, they've got 2 things in common. One, they all swim the same. You know, get your hair wet. Again! They get to a certain age, they start collecting stuff. My mum collects butters. You and the Buddhism? No, I put on weight, and I find if I have these chubby gents around, I feel good about myself. I've had a cake, but not as much as you fat fuck. And they get to a certain age, they don't care who they embarrass, do they? Like, the other day, right, we were round my nan's house. Now, me and my nan have got a bit of a backstory, right, obviously. But, you know, stating the obvious. But, like, a little while ago, it was her birthday, so I thought I'd surprise her. And you know when a surprise goes... A surprise? Is that a word? No. Yeah. When a surprise goes, well, that was a weird moment. You just were staring at me. I felt like I'd wandered on the Dragon's Den with the shittest invention. Hello, dragons. Are you like me? And do you think it's about time that bunnies had helicopters? That is no longer a dream with the Bunny 5000. I planned this surprise for my nan, right? And I thought I'd go around the back of the house, and I went out. I'm not a beast, I'm not a beast. So I went around the back, and I knew I was going to take her to the zoo, but my brain didn't engage. So I pretty much jumped to this poor lady and went, "You going to the zoo?" Fear. I'll be better! No, it's a day trip. You've misunderstood. Oh, Christ, you read some stories. I don't know what she thought I had planned. It was an amazing day out. I was driving her. She's hanging her head out of the window. Are we there yet? In time. And we arrived at the zoo, and there was this frump in a booth. Honestly, he was the biggest knobhead ever, right? She looked and went, have you brought any pets? That was his first question. Like, no, surely that's your job. What, this being a zoo? He was like, very funny, sir. You and your girlfriend may laugh. Back off, dickhead. She's my nan. And he looked up and he went, just saying, there's been a spate of people releasing pets into the monkey enclosure. And I, really? I can't think of anything better. Seen an angry man fling a cat at a gibbon. For a speeding Cortina, shit on my clothes, would ya? Na-ba-na-na-na-ba-na-na-na-na. So we're round my nan's house, right? We're having food. And my mum, apropos of nothing, turned to my nan and went, "Nanny, when Grandad dies, where do you want to live?" Right? My Grandad was sat there. No! Granddads are mystical, aren't they? They arrive when you're 2. So, hello, I'm your Grandad. I'll be the funniest thing in your life for the next 15 years, and then I will go mental. That's their role. Funny, washing themselves in a puddle. Grandad, right? So my mum turns to my nan in the middle of a meal and went, Nanny, when Grandad dies, and he will, where do you want to live? Do you want to live with us or do you want to live at home? My nan went, I'll live at home, I'll just get a dog. It gets weirder. My granddad put down his cutlery and went, what kind of dog? And then, this is the most depressing thing, she's 80, my nan. I was like, what do you want for your birthday? Shredder! Give me a shredder! What a shredder for? Identity theft! He's going to steal your identity. Osama bin Laden, is he? Stop reading the Daily Express, Nan. It's not good for you. The front cover of the Daily Express, mails them every day. Don't go outside! It's full of queers, blacks and crime. Oh, if only Diana were here. It's ridiculous, isn't it? Constantly on and on. The Sun, all the papers, the Sun's like, are you a pedo? Are you a pedo? Have a bang on her tits, 16 today, bend her over a cake. Are you a pedo? Consistency. The Daily Mail's like an opera of horrors, like Asbo's Muslim, speak camera, Asbo's Muslim, speak camera. The Independent, you can try and read it, it's like he's grabbing you by the throat. Are you recycling? Oh yeah! You've just killed a polar bear, you prick! No. All the while the Guardian just fanning itself with a wall chart, you silly little things. Telegraph, cricket! They're grotesque, they're cartoon-like, they spew bile at us. And it isn't specifically those, it's the people that write in. They never represent us. They're always mad. If I want to smack my child, I'll smack my child. If I want to chase a fox, I'll chase a fox. If I want to smack my child with a fox, I'll bloody well do it. Here's to learn, Kenneth, those are mother's biscuits. From the scullery, motherfucker! These people must just watch the news and go, ah! Fetch my pen of rage! Really faxed about that. No, just blind anger! I was born here, don't you know? Only through luck, you grumpy bigot. Wasn't you sat in Mummy's tummy? Mummy, point your fanny towards Kent! Thank you! Good God, I thought I was going to arrive in Lithuania then. It's ridiculous. The internet as well, it's full of such hatred. Go to any chat room, oh, you die, oh, you need to die, go fuck yourself. Have people always been this angry? I've got this really funny idea that before the internet, people were just writing, fuck you, and attaching it to pigeons. I feel better. In the lexicon of the day, you, sir, are a braggart and a nincompoop. Fly, Augustus. You know what I mean? It's a cool thing, the internet, but do you know what I mean? There's such misplaced hatred. Also, it's destroyed porn, hasn't it? It must be so depressing if you're a teenage boy now, because you could type in tit, bang, you got every image under the sun. When I was a kid, the only way you found porn was when it magically arrived in the woods. That's the way it should be. What a moment that was in your youth. Your mate would turn up sweating. It's born in the woods. On your bike, riding for hours, like E.T. with a boner. You get there. Everyone reacted differently. There was a yellow magazine. One kid started crying, another ran off. Oh, I can't do it. My mate went, I'm so hard, I'm going to make this tree pregnant. And my other friend genuinely did this, right? He put his bits inside, he dug a hole, put his bits inside the hole, looking at this poor man, and then started rotating his body. Fucking Collins lost it, but he was our leader, so he followed suit. It's the weirdest moment of my life. He did 7 rotations, and because he was our leader, he had the ability to look up and go, what? You're banging the earth! No. If there are aliens looking down on Earth, it'll look a bit like the Earth is spinning on my dick. You're going to prison. an estate agent now. How weird's the world? Tough time as well. That teenagers is ridiculous. We've got such rose-tinted views of our youth. Well, when I was a child, I was not naughty like the children. But they did really well in their exams. And how did we respond as a nation? Well, the exams are getting easier. Let me tell you that. In my day, you had to do 50 questions in a minute. You got one wrong, they killed your dad. 5 dads I had killed, 5 dads. Maybe they're just getting cleverer. And like, well, when I was a teenager, I was a lovely boy. No. If you're like me, you were just sat behind your desk at school, bored, frustrated, horny, just with a ruler, just going, badoyo. Badoyo. I wish I had hair like Jason Priestley. Badoyo. The worries I got. Badoyo. Pick a number, pick a colour, you don't understand me. Badoyo. Waiting for a moment that's so puerile that you'll laugh like you'll never truly laugh again, you know? That wonderful. There was a girl in our school who allegedly had sex with someone who worked at a fair. Now, her name was called in register. My friend Andrew went, da, 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 la, la, da, da, da. She turned around and went, I didn't shag him, actually. I only wanked him off. I'm gonna die. This erosion of youth. We're miserable as fuck, and yet we want to make kids like us. There was a story in Australia, right, about, and it was, you know when you sat in front of someone and go, how funny is this? It was a story about whether it was right or wrong to teach 3-year-olds about gay relationships. And you're sat there, and the letter's not in my name. This is nothing short of child abuse. And you sat there going, well, it's not. What it is piss your pants funny. There's nothing wrong with being gay, but when you're 3, you're into custard and jumping, you know? Occasionally you can fit this into your head-to schedule. Today I'm going to walk like that because I'm 3. I love the idea of these uber-liberal parents. Now, Tom, sometimes a lady can love a lady. Like in Daddy's videos. I'll take it from here, Sandra. That's right, Tom. Sometimes a man can love a man. What do you make of that as a 3-year-old? When jellyfish eat jelly, do they explode? When you're 3, you can't deal with society's forbidden love. When you're 3, you're being pushed around in a pram by someone that calls himself mum, pointing at stuff that looks weird. There's no morals out there. Doesn't matter who it is, whether it's a fat person, a dwarf, or a Burns victim, they're all getting the same treatment. Mummy, that man has a melty head. Shh. You're 3 years old. You've got no moral compass. Do you know what? They were going to teach happiness tests. They were going to teach 5-year-olds how to be happy. Just a man in a suit. Now, where do you see yourself on Maslow's hierarchy of needs? I quite like putting marbles in my brother's bum. I did that once. It's incredible the power you have when you're 7 over your little brother, innit? You got to put marbles at your bum. Why? If we get enough in there, you turn into a wizard. Fill me up. Oh, yeah. My mum came in. What are you doing? You're going to kill him. Back off, Mum. I'm near the record. My brother's like that. Am I magic yet? That's what you do when you're a kid. You know, me and my little brother, for fun, when we were 10, we used to ride our bike to the local garden centre. How pathetic's that? Such a letdown to our dad. See you later, Dad. We're off down the garden centre. Let's just look at the fish. That's a really good fish. Probably the best fish I've seen, and I love fish. Let's go home. All right, Dad, what have you been doing? I don't know, but later on we're going to make you a collage. Let's go. We're such losers. ridiculous, isn't it? Daft, you know? And like, we just seem to demonise and attack them. Like at the minute, obese, they're obese. Have you seen those fat fuckers? It's not their fault, is it? 15% of 2-year-olds are obese. And the government's going to ban TV adverts of junk food till 9. What? So the 2-year-old can't go, Mother, a burger, now! You find yourself incandescent with rage. Have you made a 2-year-old obese? That's nearly impressive. Have you never heard of the aeroplane? None of us like broccoli when we're 2. I don't think so, Mother. All your mum had to do was just go, Terminal 2 is open. I've been tricked. Ban the adverts. Ban your fanny until you can look after what plops out of it. That is outrageous arrogance. She's 2 years old, you know? My dad actually invented a character to make my sister eat her dinner. I'm not making this up. The character was called the Dinner Witch. Right? My sister, be about 8, not eating it, Dad, looks disgusting, right? My dad would wink at me with such glee, I'd wander outside, ding-dong on the doorbell. My dad would then lean into my sister's 8-year-old face and go, oh, Kerry, who could that be? During dinner time with your plate still so full. I don't suppose it could be the Dinner Witch. At which point my sister would be like, we gave her bulimia. The weight she put on the Halloween, it was unbelievable. They're not allowed, give me a cake. They're not allowed, give me a cake. Predict the news. Aren't you just fed up of being told what to moan about? I guarantee it. This will be the news over the next couple of months, right? Some dickhead will drive his Land Rover into a river, right? He'll be then in the papers holding up a sat-nav going, Mah! Could have seen it was a river, dickhead. The robot said go. People will complain about doctors. Doctors get paid too much money. Whatever. You made Jade Goody a multi-millionaire. Sit down. Fix people's lives, and you made Jade Goody a This is a lady. If you went, Jade, what's the capital of France? She'd stare at you, point at a pony and go blue tack, and you made her a multi-millionaire. Sit down. It's the same stories. There'll be a natural disaster. The floods. The floods, and do you see the way it was reported? These poor people, their houses are ruined, and there's some reporter in a lake. As you can see, these people have nothing. They live like rats. Trevor. And you know, as soon as they finish, last one, the helicopter stays in Gloucester. Take us with you. Hands off me, you filthy mudblood. And then, on top of this, their lives are ruined. Some religious dickhead gets involved. Whenever there's a natural disaster, the Bishop of Carlisle, he blamed the floods. He said it was a direct result of our lapse attitude towards homosexuality. It's just beyond funny, isn't it? In ancient Greece, all they did was read and bum each other. The weather was lovely. It makes no sense. Oh, steady, Socrates, I lose my page. If you can bum a man and bring a storm, that makes Elton John a superhero. Elton to Rwanda, there's a drought on. Gang bang! No wonder he's got such a luscious lawn. There was a brilliant story about this a few years ago. Some bloke got put in prison for 3 days because he refused to stop kissing his boyfriend on a plane flight to South Africa. Out Magic's hat. You can't help but picture him dressed entirely in latex, surrounded by a sea of hate. All right, lads, I'm going to make this flight fairly tense for you. Ramon, let's do the bad thing. Stop doing that, mate. It's not natural. You're flying. I'll have you put in prison. What with men? Think it through. Just makes you feel good, doesn't it? You're a leader and you're that, like, well, it says in the Bible, Sonny Jim, that homosexuality is a sin. Yeah, but it also says in the Bible that God created man in his own image. If he did that, why did he start with dinosaurs first? Seems so ridiculously quirky. Could it make it look like you, God? No! I'm going to make it scaly and weird looking. What, Krishna, stop playing Twister, have a bang on this. Somebody get Allah. We don't know what he looks like. Fucking hallucinate. This T-Rex lying before the deity. I'll be honest with you, God, that's absolutely rubbish. What if he gets an itchy belly? A design flaw. Don't tell the new ones. Hey! Intelligent design. If we're created with such intelligence, then why, every time do I hear a wood pigeon go, do I have to go, back? There's no intelligence there. I'm flirting with a bird. I love the fact, a few people, what the fuck's the other man? I've done that. Have you done that? Fucking I once dressed up as a wood pigeon. How does he know? These weird, you see a sign that says wet paint do not touch, you can't not touch it. Like, no, it is weird, yeah, no, it is. I thought it might be tricking us. You get hiccups, the advice you get from other humans is never intelligent. I'll get hiccups, everyone get around him. Shamani, shamani. They turn into fucking witch doctors. Shamani, shamani. Put your socks on his ears, hey? After 10 minutes, they use you to play Buckaroo. This is an excellent game to play with a sleeping man on a train. As if I've won your pubes. That's the other thing. Stem cell research, that always gets brought up, doesn't it? There was a story a little while ago. They were going to hollow out cow eggs, fill it full of human DNA, right? And they were going to grow stem cells, get rid of cancer, Alzheimer's, stuff like that. I've genuinely seen a letter written in, this is madness. What if a half human, half cow thing is born? Furthermore, what if terrorists get hold of it? Because that's what they're after, innit? Let's be honest. What we can do, Osama, hold back lads, wait for the cow people to rock up. The humans treat them bad, the cow people revolt. Ooh. Here I'm dressed as cheese. And that's terrific as well. The rhetoric we're fed after a terrorist attack. It's always that thing, British values, British... And it's that thing, do you know how we look for terrorists now? Based in airports, based on gender, ethnicity and behaviour. They must well come out and go, are they shifty? Are they beige? And the last thing we need is help to be racist as a nation. It's a horrible moment when you see someone who's foreign on a plane. You can't help but go, she's a bomber, she's a bomber, she's a bomber. And you know he's looking at me going, fuck, he's in a boy band, fuck, he's in a boy band. He's going to shout about his lyrics. This is going to be tedious. You know, it's all about love. It's fairly obvious who the shoe bomber is. Probably him. No, he's a mime. He done a robot earlier, did he? You know? It just leads to ignorance, doesn't it? All this, you know. It's the only reason that bloke in Liverpool ripped that Muslim lady's veil off. What a cock. How great would it have been if he'd accidentally picked on a ninja? Wouldn't that have been brilliant? Sorry, mate, I thought you was a muzzy. Burberry cap up his arse, the world's a better place. You're a brief sneeze of time and you're spending it hating people. It's pointless. I was in a sauna the other day with two terrifying fat men, which is an interesting start to a story. Hello, is that two terrifying fat men? Yes, Russell Howard here. Yes, be there, Tubby, and bring the bubble. So, we sat there, right, and we were all in this sauna. It was horrible, because they were just kind of, I'll tell you what, this country's ruined, Dave. Ruined, isn't it? Hey, fuck it, I'll tell you what, 5 years' time, guarantee it, this country, Sharia law. Everywhere you look, Sharia law. I'll fucking tell you. Oh, fucking... And his mate turned around and went, yeah, but the thing is, right, under that law, you can have 4 wives. This bloke suddenly changed. He went, really? And you're like, make your mind up, mate. You Sid James or Enoch Powell. They're everywhere. Titties. It seems like a man possessed 4 wives. Imagine the fun I'd have, one for every day of the week. It's a horrible moment. I should really mock him, but he's a bigger boy. Note to self, wait till you get to the Bloomsbury and taunt him in front of some lovely middle-class people. On your way, Tubby. scary would that be? 4 wives. That'd be terrifying. I don't even like the idea of a threesome. Most blokes are obsessed with it. How scary would it be? Like anything sexually, like talking dirty, anything abnormal sexually frightens me. How scary is talking dirty? Talk dirty. We're on a beach. You've got no idea why. We're on a beach, log cabins, dolphins, mermaids. Any of these words helping? I'll be honest with you, I'm scared and I actually want to shout out, there's every chance this will be arriving in Fanny Town. But you can't say that. Apparently that's weird. What is this obsession with sex on the beach? You can't have it. In this country, you can attempt it. If the water so much as licks you, your penis just goes, farewell. A threesome, how scary would that be? Honestly, 2 girls kissing away. When you join in, it's like getting on a roundabout, you know? This looks terrifying. I'll tell you what, I'll just clap, keep you in time. Anything like using food. Has anyone ever used food in the bedroom? Yeah, we can possibly say. Has anyone ever used food? Yeah, what do you use? Oh, what a sinister. Go on, what do you use? Yeah? Go on. Feel the excitement in the room. I want to know, so do I. Go on. Literally not carrying on until you say.
Stilton.
Hey, what?
Stilton.
Stilton? You don't love yourself. Stilton? That's a specific taste. She's going to look like she's fucking born in Chernobyl if you rob her. Got into a fight with the Hulk. Did you really use Stilton?
No, it's what the guy in
Look at it's what the guy said. Bloody scandal. Turns out my farm was Stilton. Peppered him full of lead, son of a bitch. I ordered Camembert. The guy said, go on. What happened? The guy said? Oh, come on. You can say whatever you like. If it comes to a fight, you're going to win. Look at me. The only thing I've got in a fight is the power of the imagination. That seldom helps. I'm going to kill you. Well, I live in enchanted forest. I'll put you out of your misery. Do you know what I used? Never ever do this, right? I read it in the magazine, 59 Ways to Please Your Lady. Rolo yogurt. Yeah, exactly. And rather than tell her what I had planned, I pretty much waited for her like some hideous yogurt goblin. I doubt there's anything more terrifying to come home, right? Find your boyfriend naked holding yogurt. Rather than putting a little bit on and seeing her both, I pretty much basted her, right? By the time I'd finished, she looked a bit like Morph. Now, not a good look. No. The thing I'm trying to say, in a roundabout kind of way, in a swirly-whirly kind of way, if you like, is that, you know, if you consume enough of the world through the telly and the papers, that it can offer you the idea that there's no hope in it. That simply isn't the case. Every so often, you'll see something that makes you genuinely glad to be alive. And what a spine-tingling moment that is. It's lovely, isn't it? I was on a tube the other day. There's a bloke sat here, let's call him a dick, who was sat opposite a man of foreign persuasion. This bloke's going, "Oi, mate! Oi! Look at me! Oi! Look at me! Why don't you go home? Why don't you go home, eh? Why don't you go?" This bloke just looked at him and went, "I am. That's why I'm on the tube." Brilliant moment, you know? These moments happen every so often. I had a real moment that jolts you into living. You know, there's not a bad thing about that, right? I'm in Bristol. You have to visit Bristol. How can you not visit? But when you arrive in London on the train, you genuinely hear, "Do not approach unattended packages." I've genuinely heard on the tannoy at Bristol Temple Meads, "Here, don't feed the pigeons." Very different, right? I won't. Please help me. The man says no. I've really got into that then. What the fuck was that about? I'll get letters. Dear Russell Howard, I enjoyed your DVD, but the killing of that invisible pigeon was absolutely disgusting. Yours, blah-de-blah. I never learnt my name, why bother? Wonderful place, you know? And I was there, it was a Sunday morning, quite a misty Sunday morning, right? And I saw this bloke on top of the Hippodrome, it's the tallest building in Bristol, just doing this. Screaming. And you quickly realise that either he's a massive fan of King Kong, or he's going to commit suicide. And you just jump into this group trying to save him. There's 20 people. Don't jump. You don't care. He's looking at you. You're not enjoying life in an ironic fashion. This is what I'm into. You're genuinely staring up, doing whatever you can to save this poor soul. Don't jump. Don't jump. Look around. Don't actually putting your hands up, trying your best just to feed up joy. Don't jump. Now, this went on for about 2 minutes, right? Now, I've defended kids to the hilt. 10-year-old boy rides past, right? Just looked up and went, "Do it, you gay!" How can you be that angry when you're 10? Gay! He had a T-shirt on that went, "I hate people." What? You've made your mind up already? Well, you're 10, you can hate teachers, you can hate your mates, that's it, you know? I hated a girl called Lindsay when I was 10 because she dumped me because I had no pubes. Now, that is harsh. If you're watching, what's your problem? The reason... Do you know what? How does she know we're 10? My mate had ratted me out. Yeah, he's got no pubes. If you're happy with a relationship like that, that's absolutely fine. In case you're wondering, have a look at that. It's like fucking Aslan's back. I've been... And this lovely lady went, "You horrible little bugger, that poor lover's going to commit suicide." And this kid went, "Oh, I thought he was a bungee jump," and joined. We are now one. We're holding on to each other. We are love. We are sending up joy. Somebody shout out, "Why'd you want to do it, mate?" And he roared back at us like a wounded animal, "She broke my heart!" Now, everyone's been there. Exactly. Drunk with dementia. You've met that person you love so much you want to stab them. Oh, I love you. It's just better if we're both dead. All it takes is the right level of loneliness, the right level of booze. Any one of us could climb those steps. I want to jump down to prove to that person that we love them. You know? Although my mate pointed out the other day, if you have more than enough booze, you can't climb the steps. So... my tip to you, get super duper shit, your kitchen turns into Magic Land. Right. I love you, you're slightly missing the point. Fill it up. Whoa. But it makes you think of all those daft things you've done for love when your heart is broken in two, right? Last year, I split up with my girlfriend, we're now back together, fantastic. But when we weren't together, do you know what? When we split up, I stole a boat. Pedalo, but I nicked it. The most pathetic thing. I literally went, "Catch me if you can," on a pedalo. Crying. She's gone. That really self-involved. Nobody understands me. Nobody understands me. Fetch me drugs and booze. We haven't got any hot Ribena and Jaffa cakes then. They better be tooth kind, I fear the winter may take me. I didn't nick the pedalo, but I stayed on it for longer than I should have done, technically myself. But think of those daft things you've done for love, you know? To try and win back someone that you adore. The worst thing I did, right? Last year I went to Paris. Now, this is a cautionary tale. Don't ever do this. I went to Paris, and after I did a gig there, right? And after I did this gig, I met a bloke called Carell, who took me to a place called the Anarchist Restaurant. Now, we arrived there, and he went, and then turned back to me and went, "A word of warning. Don't act posh. These guys don't fuck around." How scary is that? You don't get that for a harvester. Russell, if you take too much salad, they will shoot to kill. So, we in, and the scene that confronts me, fantastic. Snaggletooth Parisians, blood and wine on the wall, and I'm sat there just drinking red wine. I don't normally drink, but I literally thought, fuck it, just gently getting whittled, right? And then something very peculiar happened. 2 hours later, an old man farted. This is where it all began, right? It's like the butterfly effect. It was a wonderful fart. He goughed and knocked himself off balance. Just... The entire room cheered. It was so bizarre. Like he'd given up farting for Lent. That's it, Steve, you do it. But one old bloke didn't, right? Another old fella farted back at him. They started engaging in a game of fart tennis. Now, I could feel one rumbling inside me and quite arrogantly thought, enter Federer. So I don't applaud that. I strut into the middle of the room, right, and have the arrogance to go pull my finger, right? Now, I'm ashamed to say this, but I wanted a fart to leap out of me that was so manly it would make every lady in the room pregnant. Instead, the noise that jumped out of me was this. It was the most feminine trump I've ever done. It sounded like a fairy had jumped out of my arse. Goodbye, Russell, I've enjoyed our travels. I love you, Tinkerbell. The entire room is laughing at me. I started hitting my own arse. No wonder you haven't got a girlfriend, you can't fart like a man. I'm wandering through Paris, drunk, and then my brain, don't ever do this, my brain went, I'll tell you how to win your girlfriend back. Why don't you go back to your hotel room, take some photos of yourself naked on your laptop and send them to her. What a fantastic idea. How can that possibly go wrong? Well, allow me to tell you. What you can do is you can take the shots, and then 2 days later, you can arrive back in England, open up your bag, no laptop! Laptop gone! You probably think, well, that's fine, Ross. You got a password on your laptop. No! You probably think, come on, mate, it's just your wang. No one can tell it's yours. No! One of the photos, and I see this in my nightmares on a regular basis, is of me genuinely bollock naked with a boner doing this. Off the scale of madness, isn't it? What part of my brain went, well, that's the winner. I look sexy, I look debonair, I look like a mental person whose carer has just gone, hey, Russell, what do you think of Disneyland? You've done weird things for love. This poor guy was there. Somebody shouted out, don't do it, mate. And he roared back at us, will you give me a reason to live? How terrifying is that? You want to articulate in one breath every advantage for a heart that beats, but you're scared. Do you know what the first thought I had was? Well, the new Harry Potter book's coming out, It's not good enough, is it? What if he dies? Sorry. I thought you might be a fan. 5 points from Gryffindor. I was scrabbling for thoughts. What would you do in that moment? I was thinking, what do I need? What do I need? What are the images? What would save me? What would save... The first thought I had was my mum holding my favourite home-cooked meal. You know? Probably not dancing. Although bizarrely, that might work. Come down, Russ, or I'm really going to start dancing. Yeah, well, I'll do it. I'll do the lot. Thinking about the weird things you need, the things you love about life. You can't, all the odd, like, sunsets and films and watching a film when it's raining and bubble wrap and water flumes and all these mad shit. Like, you think like your firecracker mates. You know, there's friends you love so much, but you're afraid to stop being friends with them in case they kill you and all your family. You know? You know those ones? You know? Reese is mine. He's amazing, right? How scary is this? About a year ago, I'm asleep. There's a knock on our front door. I go downstairs. My friend Reese is there, just going, hello? I'm here to rub your dog. You better come in then, I suppose. I had to wake my dog up. What's going on? Not him. Oh, Russell, why? I was dreaming about playing snooker like the photos you just... I had to watch as he very calmly stroked her 3 times and went, see ya. I love him, you know? You're thinking about weird stuff. You're thinking about, like, you know, love. You know, when you like, you know, the love you have for someone you adore and that kind of, like, cuddling somebody and that fucking, oh, God. You're thinking about odd stuff. You're thinking about, like, you know, like love when you see it. When you see old people still in love. I really loved it. This might be a bit twee for some, but the other day I was watching this lovely old couple eating food, right? That sounds really sinister. Eat it all, right? But they were sat there, right? And they started complimenting each other through food. It was so beautiful. Going, you enjoying your bacon? That's all right. Not as good as the way you do it. Oh, shut up. Go on. And he looks and went, you know that toad in the hole you made the other day? Stunning. Imagine that. It's beautiful, isn't it? You're thinking about weird stuff like radiator pants. You know when you see your pants in the morning, you think, well, they're gone on the radiator. I'm going back to bed. You wake up, you pop on your now toasty pants. What a feeling. As you strut downstairs, it's like the world's cuddling your soul. You're all right, yeah, so would you be if you were back in radiator pants. Thinking about music. Music's the best thing we do as humans, isn't it? Music can make you flail your limbs, make you move in a way you don't understand, or it can make you weep like a sailor's wife staring at a storm. But you don't know what to say. You can't say any of these thoughts because they're too random, they're too peculiar. And then something happened that I think was genuinely magic, right? Old fella about 70 just wandered up and went, don't do it, you daft bugger! Wonderful way to start. How Bristolian is that? You're a dick, and now to save you. Now, I'm not getting this exactly right, but this is pretty much what he said. He went, I've been where you are, mate. For years I felt dreadful. I felt about killing myself. When I was 17, my mum died, and in the morning I told her to fuck off. For years I felt dreadful. That stuff follows you around me. But you've got two options. You can jump, you'll die. It's nothing more than darkness. Or, and I know this sounds daft, mate, I ain't a religious weirdo. You can peer around the corner and there might be hope. Give it a chance. Look at you. Young skin and bones. Don't do it, mate. This bloke was that. Really? Yeah! And we were stood behind this man in stunned awe, just going, oh my God. I was going to say radiator pants. I'm a dickhead. You sort of pop them on the I couldn't take my eyes off this bloke, right? He almost seemed to lean forward and then he went, cheers, mate, and disappeared out of sight. We were going, yes! Just save that man's life! This bloke looked up and went, yeah, and wandered off. You're not going to celebrate, get off me, you dickhead. My wife's making toad in the hole. You obviously didn't make that joke, but you needed to break the tension. The point I'm making, how incredible's that? One man has arrived from nowhere, saved another man's life, and then fucked off home. Let's never see each other again. Ta-ra! And it reminds you in a daft kind of a way that the best things in life do tend to arrive from nowhere, don't they? The other day I was looking out my window, I saw my granddad kill a mole with a spade. Now, nothing in life prepares you for that visual feast. Till you've seen a pensioner kill a blind animal with a blade. Celebrate the kill. Now, occasionally these moments are quite heartwarming. I was watching a load of kids play five-a-side. There was a kid who was quite tubby, right? He's about 12, and he scored a goal. Now, I'm guessing it was the first time he'd ever scored a goal, because he went... He didn't know where to run, right? Eventually, he ran towards his dad. It took him ages. He's a proper buffalo, right? And he arrived. Now, if you don't know football, you won't really get this. If you do, you'll find this adorable, all right? They got that far in front of each other, and in exact synchronicity, they both did the sharp shuffle. If you don't know how that goes, it goes like this. Boom, 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 boom. They belly touched and pirouetted away, right? As if that wasn't incredible enough, the dad, quite teary-eyed, turned to the rest of the dads and went, we've been practicing that for 3 years. It was incredible. There's nothing wrong with finding that adorable, is it? Occasionally these moments you like in life are quite dark. A friend of mine the other day, right, she was in A&E, and a bloke walked in with a light bulb in his mouth. Now, incorrect response, that's funny as fuck. He's got a light bulb in his mouth, people in London. The poor nurse behind the counter. Excuse me. What appears to be the problem? Got a light bulb in my mouth. Oh. I'll check the files on. Get it together, Jane. Who's got a light bulb? I don't care. What he's got in his mouth, Jane, you are a trained nurse and you will not let yourself down. But Jane! But Jane! Let me get you, Jane. Oh, Christ. What must he have looked like? He must have looked like he swallowed a thought. For cancer and I ate it. I am hungry. People were just sat there pissing themselves. Oh, there's a power cut. I heard that. But what they learnt from listening in is that you can open your mouth to get a light bulb in, but you can't remove a light bulb. It's one of these bizarre bits of trivia that we now know as a group of people. Essentially looking at me going, bollocks. Well, let me tell you this. 20 minutes later, a man arrived with a light bulb in his mouth. Like, that's pretty weird. We had a bloke not 20 minutes ago arrive, and this bloke looked, I know, I was his taxi driver. It's incredible, isn't it? Imagine that. Thank goodness you stopped. You see, I've swallowed a light bulb. You can open it and put one in, but you can't remove it. Please take me to the hospital. This man must have gone, oh, I'll take you, mate, and then I'll prove you wrong. In 20 minutes, straight to B&Q. Stand back, world. From nowhere, God, what's this, right? I was in the gym the other day. From nowhere, I saw a 5-year-old boy run in and jump into a locker, right? Now, sometimes you just know stuff's going down. You can, and you knew what he was going to do. He was going to jump out to scare his mates, because his mates were like, where's Stephen gone? Where's Stephen gone? He was here a minute ago. This is most irregular. This little thing waited, not for his mates, but for 3 men, huge men, incredible men, sauntering along. Good game of racquetball, that. Nice dick, Dave. Thank you, Terry. Thank you. Sauntering along, this little thing leapt at them like a cat with rabies. These men were so scared they didn't make a human noise, right? They fell into each other's naked bodies. I've not heard a noise like it. It sounded like a tugboat getting raped. It was incredible. And he shat himself, right? Pops are hitting knees. His long-suffering dad is in the showers, obviously heard this and went, that'll be my fucking boy. Ran back, confronted this glowing hell beast and went, Stephen, what have I told you about acting up in public? And this little kid cut his dad down with one very simple sentence, Dad, your willy's moving. If you want me, I'll be in my house. He just sat there looking at the little kid, just going, oh my God, if I ever have children, they need to be just like you. Back off, prick, or I'll bite you. Every man in here wants a kid like that, don't you? A naughty little bugger that's got the balls to be the little shit you could never be. Every man in here wants to call his firstborn son the Project. My cousin Joe's the nearest I've got to that. He's 8. If you look deep into his eyes, you can see prison. He's a proper naughty little... He lives for two things, drinking vitamin C and shaking stuff. He came up to me the other day and went, "Here, Russ, do you want to hear about one of my pranks?" Yeah. What are you up to? Last Christmas, my next door neighbour Ben made a snowman I can only describe as being arrogantly big. What'd you do? I'll tell you what I done. He looked up, do you know what he did? He waited for that snowman to melt, and then where the snowman had been, he just left a suicide note. Now that is evil and yet genius in equal measure. You know, I was never like that. As a kid, I was fairly, like, it's weird the relationship you have with your dad, and my dad was brilliant, but, like, he used to play pranks, but they were a bit too harsh. Like, for example, I'm 8, my brother's 6, we ran downstairs Christmas morning, "Dad, where's the presents?" My dad was sat in a chair, nothing around him, just going, "Sorry, son, not this year." Don't even joke about it, Dad. They're not here. Are you deaf? I'm not deaf. My dad looked up and went, "Santa turned up. He had words for you. Evil, pathetic, naughty, hopefully adopted," he said. My little brother looked at me and went, "We probably deserve it, Russ. We both rode down bikes in our sister's blood. You were there, I was there, she was there, looking pasty. Hold me." I never said that. What a ridiculous thing to do. Hold me. Oh, this is my job. Hold me. What are you going to do? I'm going to get us the bikes. Have I ever let you down? Well, I'm thinking. Got it. Where's the presents? If you don't tell me where they are, I'll tell Childline you've been touching my dick. Don't make me bruise it. He sat on the floor weeping for about half an hour. Now, when you're 8, half an hour is pretty much 50 years, isn't it? I don't bite. My dad went, "Let's go outside." We were that broken, like, "All right then, Dad, I suppose fresh air is nearly a gift." We go outside, and obviously the bikes are outside. They were vaguely hovering. I remember looking at them in this glowing mist. Your dad's like, "Oh, he's become Fonzie and He-Man rolled into one." Incredible, it was a joke. I then distinctly remember turning to my brother going, "Oh, we can still be naughty." Next door neighbour's cat's getting a firework up its ass tonight. We nearly learned a lesson. My brother jumped out and a marble flew out of his eye. I caught it. Picked off a nearby pigeon. I didn't, you know? But that was, you know what I mean? What this kind of show is about in a sort of a daft way is about, you know what I mean? It's that thing of when you're really low, you just need these moments, like, because I was properly broken when I split up with my girlfriend, but we're totally back together now, it's fucking ace. But the things you miss is really weird, and you're sat there so self-involved, kind of, fuck. And you need somebody to come along and slap you in the face and go, "Oi, you're being a dick. Stop being a dick, you dick." Because at times your brain could be powerfully eloquent. And the thing that happened to me that genuinely got me out of my funk, my brother had an epileptic fit. Now, this doesn't sound like the beginning of comedy gold. But trust me, it was really funny, right? And it was really uplifting, right? He's got epilepsy, and what you have to do when he has a fit is pop Valium in his arse. But we keep that in a special cupboard. We're a clumsy family, we made mistakes. I was only yawning, sorry. So... he's absolutely fine, by the way, don't worry. If he was here tonight, he'd be at the back near the strobe light picking up the poon. But... now, the presents we both got that Christmas were spectacular, right? It was 2 years ago. Both of us got Crazy Frog t-shirts. I got Cable Tidy. I don't know if you're like me, and you find your cable is quite an elusive beast, and you somehow long for something that can lock that cable down. Don't fret, that thing is Cable Tidy, right? My dad handed me West Side Story on DVD. I've never expressed a desire to watch it. My mum then came in and did this. She went, "Oh, we've got you a special present. I don't care who you are. When you hear the phrase special present, you will always be 6. A special present? Is it a unicorn that swears? No. She handed me 15 spoons. Thank you very much indeed, Mum. I was considering taking up heroin. Thank you very much indeed. The next day I'm asleep. And that's what you miss about how lovely is that when you're in a relationship. Like now that me and my girlfriend are back together, we get to share dreams in the morning, and I love that. It's really what happened. I was like He-Man, and then I was a river, then I was a tree, and then Rambo, and then briefly the concept of education. That sounds weird. Do you know what it really was? What you never miss is getting attacked by someone for the way you've behaved in their dream. Has anyone ever had that happen? It's the weirdest moment. You're asleep, minding your own business. What's your game, weirdo? Hey, I was a dolphin and you shat in my blowhole. I don't think I did. I probably would have remembered that. Now, the next, I'm asleep, Boxing Day, right? This is when he had his fit, right? I'm asleep, I hear my mum go, "Russell!" I wake up, I run to my little brother's room, the scene that confronts me, he's fallen out of his bed, he's completely naked, he's 2 years younger than me, his cock alarmingly turgid, my mum in the corner, recoiled in horror. Now, at this point, I don't know that he's had a fit, so my first thought was one of absolute confusion. What have you done, Mum? Why are you showing off about it? It then became apparent something horrific had happened to my little brother, right? I genuinely tried to help him, but I glanced at his member. I'm embarrassed about this, is the truth. I looked down and went, fuck, I think he's got a bigger dick than me. He's dancing with the Reaper and I've developed penis envy. He dies, can I have it now? My dad came in, I told you my dad was mad. Only he will know why he shouted this out. Fucking hell, his room's untidy! On Hoover later, shall we? Honestly, his stick was swishing. If I'm with a Cable Tidy, I'd have been terrified. We got him into the recovery position, right? And my mum went, right, who's putting in the Valium? Both me and my dad were like, can you... I'm not eating. So we took on trust that my mum had done it. And that just rocks your brain out, do you know what I mean? You're wandering around a Boxing Day going, Jesus, that would have been... Oh, my God, come on now. Come on, the whole world is your playground. What have you been doing here? You've been wandering around moping, listening to music that you know is going to make you upset. While you're after some sort of weird inertia, get yourself together. My brother came downstairs, like 8 hours later. Valium probably knocks you down. He's like, you all right? Yeah, you all right? Yeah. Did something happen last night? No. No, what could have happened? I was just, I went to bed naked. And I woke up wearing pyjamas. And my room was really tight. I lovely is that? My dad had tidied up around his youngest son. My mum had covered him in jimmers. Right, London, deal with it, jimmers. Jimmers for the angel. Jimmers for the angel. Beautiful thing to do, you know, from the bottom of a heavy heart. But on the flip side, he hasn't worn pyjamas since he was 12. Can you imagine anything more terrifying? Going to bed on Christmas Day, a fairly mystical day, and waking up the next day with He-Man emblazoned on your chest. I wish I'd known he's going to be well. The temptation to have been sat in the corner dressed as Santa would have been incredible. Zipping up my flies. Same place next year, little man. Ho, ho, ho. That's what we're after, isn't it? Those moments. That's what you want to fill your life full of. It's a corny and naive way of looking at it, but you know what I mean? We're a brief sneeze of time, there's fuck all point fretting. And, you know, it's better to, like... Do you know what I mean? It must be great to be on your deathbed to go, fucking hell, I've done loads, see ya, and then die. How can you not have fun on your deathbed? Imagine what you've got to do is gather around everyone you know and love and just start telling lies. What is it, Dad? What are your final words? Just stare at them and go, I was Mr. Blobby. Did you know that? It was... There is £1,000 buried in it. I die. Ladies and gentlemen, it's mind-blowing that you arrived. Thank you so much for coming. I hope you enjoyed it. My name's Raphael. I'll see you later. Yeah. Thank you. It's very difficult. Yes. It's difficult ending gigs without sounding like a dickhead. I mean, go, thanks very much for coming. But you know, genuinely, it's wonderful. So thanks very much. Any questions at all? This is for the DVD, so this is your moment. Now, I do know that my mate Sam is in, and if you ask a question, I will fucking kill you. I don't know where you are, but I know you're here somewhere. And he knows a lot about me, so that cannot come out. If we hear quite a Dean booming voice, then press pause. Any questions? That's a classic. What's saying? Do I still want to marry my cat? No. What's remarkable about that is you went, do I still want to marry my cat? I don't ever remember writing that down. Dear diary, I know it's a forbidden love, but I look at Dr. Snuffleupagus and I sometimes think we were meant to be. Don't look at me like that, diary. I love that cat. Day 56. I have started putting Kit Kat on my penis. Will Dr. Snuffleupagus... No, he won't. Oh, diary, what's to become of me? Day 112. I have started dressing as a cat. My language is limited, but I've worked my way into the group. I was raped by one of the Toms the other day. It was quite enjoyable, actually, and I began to realise that Dr. Snuffleupagus could go fuck herself. It's me and Biffa. Me and Biffa forever. Biffa once killed a dog. Good question. I would refer you to the fact... Oh, thanks so much. What was lovely. What a brilliant response. You couldn't see this, but he genuinely went... did a double thumbs up. Why did you say that? Do I still want to marry my cat?
I said I wanted to wait a few weeks ago.
Yeah. I said I wanted to marry a cat. Really, I'm really... And in raspberries. So I said, what? I wanted to marry my cat in raspberries. And eat raspberries. Surely that would ruin the ceremony. We'll get married, but you have to have your 5 a day. What a brilliant question. Wow, people do pay attention to the telly. You want to do what? You there watching it? Fucking how sinister you get? No, I was You don't know this, Russell, but I planted the thoughts into her mind. Can't fuck her, I said. Can't fuck her. Must fuck cats. Any other questions? Do I like, oh my God, how posh do you like bananas, Russell? I know I do, they're glorious things. They look a bit like Winkies. I remember I struck one of my many ponies the other day with one. I quite like a banana, yeah. And you had a double thumbs up. My audiences are bizarre. Do you know what? I genuinely got asked this, right? I got asked this in Yeovil. I went, "Here, mate, what do you want written on your gravestone?" Oh. I know, please don't dig me up and bomb me. Funny to see that in a graveyard, wouldn't it? Please don't. That sounds like a challenge. There's a cat buried next to him here. Banana in his mouth.